All right. In this little video, I've called it the crime scene vehicle overview from the Karen Reed trial. And I went to the internet and I typed in 34 Fairview and I found a picture of it. I'll show you this right now. I must have gone to like Zillow or something. Let me share this. This is a picture I found. And I put it in Canva and I made it bigger. And then I went through and I added all of the cars, all of the people, and I took this little car in the driveway and made everything to scale. So I did that. I did a thing. This is the car that I took from the driveway and made all of the other cars this exact size. So this is the Albert home. The Alberts told us that they didn't have anything that was a sedan. So I assume every one of their cars is about the size of everything that drove by. Give or take. They're not going to be super small comparatively, and they're not going to be overly huge comparatively. We've got a big SUV, an F-150 with an extended cab. You'll see all these things. The Jeep. So let's go through really what the scene looked like this night. I'm gonna let this video play through. I'll pause it if I feel like I need to say something. I know right at the beginning I do need to say something. You're gonna see the people show up at this house. This is what it looked like on January 29th. The people show up, and I've made Caitlin here flash at the bottom because she doesn't actually put herself in the home at early evening. She says that her and her boyfriend Tristan went to the waterfall bar together first, and that when eventually her mom and aunt would show up and they would get on with their night, and Tristan went home because he has to plow. So I made her flash because depending on whose story you heard or believe, she's either here or she's not. So they're the night. In comes Brian's two friends, Sarah and Julie. They get dropped off around 6 to 7. Albert is just showing up on the broom. She tells us that she picks up her sister-in-law, Nicole, and her niece, who doesn't tell us that she's there, and she takes them to the bar. So this is supposedly how Nicole and Julie Albert get to the bar. They go early, leaving just Brian Jr. and his two friends at the house. Time passes. A couple people come by. By 11 o'clock, Colin Albert is going to show up. Looks like he's driving this car because I did use that car. More time passes. Eventually, the parents are going to come home. First guy home, Brian Albert. He sweeps the driveway, parks at the mailbox. Second people home, the Albert family with the daughter, but I forgot to put her in there. And the third people home. Now, what's happening here is kind of a lot. It's happening at the same time. Let me go back a little bit. So what happens is Brian shows up and sweeps the driveway. At the same time as they show up, he pulls out, they pull in. You're going to notice Colin's now going to start to move to the front door of this house as people show up. The Jen and her husband Matt are going to show up. Next, you see Colin begin to move. All these people are in the house. Matt and Jen just entered frame. They're pulling up. I kind of added this in because Allie's fake screenshot text said 12:10, and we know that they all kind of claim to see him and then never see him again around this time. So he either goes to the basement to party or he gets picked up by Allie. And this is Allie picking him up. Adios. Next thing, Karen Reed, 12:25. Karen and John show up. They pull into the driveway, drop him off. At the same time, the second car pulls into frame, which is Julie and the house's brother, his girlfriend Heather, and Ricky, the driver. She pulls up to accommodate them in the driveway. I don't know why that got away from me. Important to note, no one in the house, no one in any of these cars says that this Jeep is here. When they talk about seeing Karen out front, they never talk about seeing the Jeep out there. No one says this Jeep is out there except for eventually Brian Higgins, Jen McCabe, and Brian Albert Sr. No, Brian, yeah, Albert Sr. They're the ones that see this Jeep. They're because they are the authors of this story. So in their story, it has to be there. In the eyewitnesses story, it's actually doesn't exist. Julie goes in and out. They drive by. They see Karen by herself in the car. Eventually, she pulls up a little bit further and she drives away. Eventually, at 1:30 in the morning, Brian Higgins will drive away to the police station. Next to leave will be the McCabe's and the two friends. They take off, all of them driving past John on the side of the road. The girlfriend leaves, or the daughter leaves with the boyfriend. These two go to sleep at 2 a.m. They do the hibbity dibbity, and their asses dial all of their friends and answer texts. And then sometimes 6 in the morning, it's dark, and down the road comes these three ladies, and they park at John O'Keefe's body, and that's the end of the scene reenactment. Thank you. I will see myself out. But seriously, this is how much traffic is happening this night. And at 12 o'clock, from this time until 12:45 when Karen leaves, it's a lot happening. No one sees anything. I couldn't stop that car from being wayward. Sorry. So, a bonus for anyone who stuck around till the very end. If you're familiar with Allie McCabe's testimony, she got caught up with her Life 360, showing that she didn't quite go home at 12:30 like she said. She also left several times, and the last time she actually left and came home was 1:30. So, it told her mom or the app that she was at the school. And so I looked. If you're familiar with Life 360, there's a bubble like this for your area that you're in. If you look at this screen here, This is an overview of Fairview, where she says she was at 12:30 and where her phone puts her at 1:30, calling this the school. And I want to show you the reason for that. So when you come down Fairview, you run into the road called Chapman, the street. This is the street that everyone exited from that evening. And if you were to scroll a little bit further down on this map, you could see this memorial field. This field is the field to not Chapman, I'm sorry. This is the field to Canton High. If you're familiar with the case, you'll know everyone in this case, including the children, go to Canton High. Allie is a Canton High student. If her car is on Chapman Road, her bubble is telling her mother that she is at the high school. So I do absolutely believe that Allie McCabe faked her text messages. There's already a video for that. You can go look. But now I understand why her Life 360 puts her at the school at this time. So then now, knowing that, you could kind of unwind some of the information and wonder what happened at this house at 1:30 that everyone decided they had to get the fuck out of there.